orders Baines to bring some weapons in case it's the enemy. Cassidy tries to contact the ship yet gets no answer, so Hendricks decides to give the ship a chance. He hands Sullivan a gun and tells him to take the boat to meet the ship and make sure there aren't any enemies to worry about. Sullivan immediately takes off and approaches the ship, calling out for any possible passengers, but there's still no answer. With his gun out and ready, Sullivan boards the ship and begins investigating, getting more and more upset when he notices the clues. Objects are covered with dirt, the radio isn't working, and there's untouched food in the cabinets. Hendricks tries to contact him for a status update, but Sullivan ignores him as he finds 4 bags destined for them. This had been their relief, but something happened to the crew and they disappeared, meaning they missed the chance to go home. Because Sullivan isn't responding, Hendricks assumes he was attacked, so he wants to shoot the ship before it approaches the Sentinel. He asks Cassidy for one of the keys to the explosive, and when she hesitates, he reminds her this is protocol. Together with his own key, Hendricks starts activating the explosive, and before he shoots, he tries contacting Sullivan one last time. Thankfully Sullivan does answer this time and the attack is cancelled. However, when Cassidy asks for her key back, Hendricks informs her he's keeping both as punishment for her hesitation in following orders. Afterward, Sullivan tows the ship over to the Sentinel. While Hendricks proceeds to investigate the ship, Sullivan reunites with Cassidy and they spend a few moments getting frisky to make up for the scare they just went through. A few hours later, while they have a quick iodine bath, Baines informs the team of all the things he's managed to salvage from the ship. He's also sure this was the relief and that the engine hasn't worked in months. Sullivan wants to send a message to the base, but Hendricks forbids it until they get more information, since nothing about this makes sense even if it does count as an event. The crew is starting to get tired and wary of Hendricks' attitude, especially when they notice he has both keys now. After the shower, Hendricks checks the ship's navigation history and writes down all the coordinates, which he takes back to the Sentinel to apply them on a map to follow their trip. Meanwhile, Cassidy and Sullivan talk about what the world must be like out there, since they haven't seen it in 2 years. Sullivan admits he sent a message behind Hendricks' back, so they'll have an answer tomorrow. The next morning,